What's up gamers, today's topic is about the first Valorant professional player in the world. That's right, the game isn't even out yet and there are select few players that are trying to grab players now rather than later, which is taking a huge risk because you haven't even seen them play the game, but in return you are able to sign these players for a much lower rate than if they were to kind of blow up and then have their value increase exponentially. So now that there are a ton of players that have self-proclaimed themselves to be pro players, you can go through the Twitter feed, you'll see a bunch of these, and a bunch of them probably haven't even played the game. They didn't play test it either. They're just pre-proclaimed professional, semi-professional players from other games and are just believing that their skills are going to translate to being a pro in Valorant, and there's nothing more false than that, unless you're from CSGO maybe, but other than that their skills do not translate. So a lot of people are trying to proclaim themselves as pros and it's kind of a little ridiculous. With all that being said about these questionable professional Valorant players, there is one player that actually got signed, and that is none other than Braxton Swag Pierce. Now if you don't know who this guy is, what are you doing, living under a rock? Load up that computer and start spending the rest of your quarantine looking up Valorant content like the rest of us are doing, okay? I guess I'll have to spell it out for you guys. Swag is a legend, an absolute legend that met a very unfortunate end to his career.
What's happening? Okay, well.
One above ladder. Doing some ignorant shit. Top of blue. Oh.
Swag started playing Counter-Strike when he was 7 and first broke into the competitive scene at the age of 15. He played with some notable pros at the time, AZK, Nothing, and Sean Garris, and he was doing pretty okay there. His talent was still in the works, so nothing notable really happened during the 1.6 days. But when CSGO came out, that's when he popped off and blew up. Swag was an absolute monster at CSGO, starting off his career on Complexity with the likes of Nothing, Hiko, Sean Garris, and Semphis. The team started off with some notable placements, going second in ESA Season 14 before losing to the best team at the time that was on an incredible win streak, Ninjas in Pajamas. And then they placed 3rd and 4th in DreamHack Winter 2013, which was a big major tournament featuring the best teams in the world. At this point, Swag was really making his name known as one of the best players, and realizing that he needed to get on a better team, he left Complexity and joined iBuyPower, consisting of the best players NA had to offer: AZK again, Dazed, Skadoodle, and Steel. This team was really looking to be the real hope for NA, and they delivered, placing 1st in ESEA Season 16 and CEVO Season 5. Remember Season CEVO 5 though, because that's gonna come and bite Swag in the neck really hard, like a snake bite, just coming in and just iBuyPower then went on to place 2nd in Faceit League Season 2, losing to European stars Fnatic. Despite losing, this was still a very good showing for them, and NA was really looking to be on the rise with this roster. Swag was an absolute beast and played CS with a unique lurking style that no one else was doing at the time.
Walk up.
Nice. You too far back from over. Can you chill?
Oh.
Terrical spawn. I think he went library.
Oh my god.
You're the fucking best.
Hello, Red.
Unfortunately, this is when things went down the drain. At CEVO Season 5, which was all the way back in 2014, it was found that iBuyPower had participated in match fixing, throwing a match against Netcode Guides, a team that they really should have stomped, but lost 16-4 with some really questionable plays that happened all throughout the match. I also may have had a couple of skins involved in the game, so I may be a little extra salty about this scandal. Oh, my poor knife. Anyway, I won't go into the full details that led to the discovery of this scandal, but Valve laid down the ban hammer, permanently banning 4 of the 5 iBuyPower members, which included Swag, from competing in Valve sponsored events in CSGO. And this hurt the NA community so badly. Whether you think the permaban was appropriate is all up to debate, but the fact of the matter is that NA's greatest talent was now gone from CSGO. Now there was a little bit of hope that happened, as the permaban was only for Valve sponsored events, meaning that other tournament organizers could potentially allow them to play, and thankfully DreamHack and ESEA were 2 of those companies. This allowed Swag to sub in for a couple of tournaments with big teams such as Cloud9 as well as MIBR, and in these tournaments it really showed that we lost a big talent in NA. He may have been banned, but he kept up the grind and didn't let his skills deteriorate. Swag got to compete occasionally thanks to this, but the Valve events were still where the big money and big Counter-Strike teams were playing at, so this was definitely not fulfilling enough for a player of Swag's caliber. And that leads us to today with Valorant. T1, an organization most notably known for their League of Legends scene and having the godlike player Faker, has already signed a contract with Swag for being a professional Valorant player and content creator. Again, it's a little questionable of a signing considering that this was when Swag hadn't even played the game before yet. He didn't even get a chance to beta test it. But he did state in an interview that he feels confident his skills will transition well with the game, and seeing what the game looks like so far and how the mechanics are so similar to CSGO, this may be actually the case. If you've been following the CSGO scene, it is just so relieving to see Swag have another chance to be the NA prodigy that he was meant to be. He made some poor mistakes in the past, but you know, we all make mistakes, and I'm just glad that he has a chance to redeem himself with Valorant. If you're not from the CSGO scene and you have no idea how hyped this guy is, I'm gonna tell you right now, you need to be hyped. This guy is insane at Counter-Strike. Even after all these years since being banned, he stayed committed, and that commitment is about to pay off big time. If you enjoyed the video, again, make sure to subscribe to the channel, drop a little thumbs up, and comment down below expressing your hype for Swag. Again, you gotta be hype, man, and tell me down below what you'd like to see from me next. I'm Dr. Zor, helping cure you from being a noob, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.